I'm going to be sharing with you the worst home decor trends, in my opinion. A major home decor pet peeve for me, probably my biggest home decor pet peeve, is shitty patterns. It's so incredibly common to see shitty patterns, okay? I have a few that come to mind. Number one, probably the worst, palm tree pattern, okay? Like palm fronds as like a pattern. You've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. It was really trendy like 5 years ago. In fact, I actually had a piece of furniture, I believe it was a credenza or some sort of shelf that had that sort of palm tree pattern on it. And listen, I bought that, okay? I have since sold it, but I did buy that in good faith. I really was like, I'm going to love this for years to come. No. It is now a pet peeve for me. When I see it, it makes me cringe. And, I think that tends to happen with patterns easily. It sort of reminds me of clothing, fashion, right? Like cheetah print, for example. It comes in and out of style every few years. And I think the reason why it's not always in, it's not always trendy, is because it's so loud that when we see it over and over and over again, we get fatigued by it. It's the same thing with home decor. Like palm tree pattern kind of got old for us because we saw it over and over and over and over again. We got fatigued. Now it's not as cool anymore. It doesn't evoke, excitement in our brains when we see it. It's not like a satisfying pattern to see anymore because we see it all the time. We're bored of it. All right, moving on. Next we have neon signs. Okay, I had my fair share of neon signs. All right, I'm trying to think. I had like one neon sign in one of my apartments that said bar on it. It was like this little neon sign that said bar, and it was sat next to my alcohol. And you know what? It's not that bad, but I would say for the most part, neon signs are not my favorite. And they're really trendy in LA too. Like it was this thing. Okay, I don't know if anyone else sort of remembers this era, but I feel like there was this period of time where every single YouTuber, influencer, whatever, had some sort of neon sign in their house that had like their logo or their name or whatever. And it was like up on their wall or like in their studio, in their, filming studio or whatever. It was just like a trend. And it sort of bled into mainstream. And, I started to see a lot more neon signs online, or maybe it started in the mainstream and then the influencers copied it. But in my memory, I feel like it was just like a internet trend. Like neon signs were all the rage. And then all of a sudden it was like, wait, I see them at Urban Outfitters. Wait, I see them on Pinterest. It's becoming a bigger thing. Anyway, I just don't like neon signs. Okay, next. Chairs, sofas, benches, chaise lounges that are cool looking, but are ultimately uncomfortable. I can't tell you how often I see seating arrangements online, on Pinterest even, that look really cool, but I can tell are completely uncomfortable. Now, I think that there are some exceptions, right? I think there are times when, a bench is made or a chair is made that is more of an art piece and like a sculpture than it actually is like a functional place to sit, right? And I think that there's something to that. I don't know, like I'm not fully against that. In fact, I actually have a few little accent chairs in my house that are not really chairs that I sit in, but they more just have a really cool design. And so they're kind of just an accessory in my house. And they're not even like, they don't even really look like full chairs. They look more sculptural, right? And that's fine. But I more mean like, I don't know, like some sort of super mid-century couch that's really cool looking and whatever, but like you can't even lay down on it. You can barely sit on it. I don't know. I'm of the belief that our couches, our chairs, our benches should be comfortable. Everything in our home should be functional, with the exception of like a super sculptural chair. Maybe I just think things in our homes should be functional, right? We should be able to live in our homes. Okay, next. Mass-produced prints. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. Emma, you pretentious asshole. Not everyone can go to an art gallery and buy a one-of-one piece of art from an artist. You bitch. That is not what I'm saying. Okay. When I say mass-produced prints, I mean like a print that's being sold at Urban Outfitters that you see in every single apartment in New York City. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about a print that's sold by a popular retailer that is being bought by many different people. I'm not talking about like a random movie poster that you ordered on Etsy that like only 15 people in the world have. That's cool. I actually think that's great. I'm talking about mass-produced prints. I'm talking about the art that you find at IKEA, where it's like, again, it's like something that just kind of has no character and it's just, and I know what you're thinking, Emma, again, not everybody wants to go out and buy art from an art gallery. You pretentious bitch. I'm not saying that, okay? There's other options, okay? You don't need to go to Urban Outfitters and buy the print that everyone else has, the trendy print. You don't need to go to IKEA and buy a big print of like a flower or something. There's other options. Okay. Number one, go on Etsy or eBay or something and find something that's reasonably priced, but unique and weird and personalized to you. Make something yourself. I think we underestimate our own artistic abilities. If there's a sort of style of art that you like, copy that shit and put it into your house. You know what I mean? Spend a weekend doing it. Invite your friends. My argument is, with a little bit more effort, you can hang stuff on your walls that will start conversation, spark a little bit more joy, and hopefully be in your home for a lifetime. If you find something that you really love or you make something that you really love, you might have that in your house for the rest of your life. You see what I mean? Okay, next, we have fake plants that look super fake. Okay, now I know again what you're thinking. Emma, not everyone fucking has time to water plants. By the way, I don't, okay? I'm a horrible plant mom and I travel all the time. I get it. But here's my thing, okay? Fake plants that look super fake, I don't really know what the purpose is. Like, number one, I don't really think it looks good, okay? Because it looks fake. Number two, it's not actually like bringing life and oxygen and beauty to the space. Like, technically, I think that you could replace a really fake looking plant with just about anything and it'll look better. Okay, next we have bright colored walls. Okay, growing up, when I was a kid, my bedroom had yellow walls, like baby yellow walls. Okay, like cream baby yellow walls. Super cute. But I got older and I was like, I want to paint my walls a crazy color. And so I painted my walls like teal blue. Okay, like bright teal blue. And in retrospect, it was not my best idea, right? But my point of saying this is I understand the appeal. Okay, there's something really fun and exciting about like having a bright colored wall. But I think it's almost always something that you're going to regret. Next, we have random little decor items that have zero sentimental value at all. Things that are just in your home to take up space. Now, listen, I have bought things before that maybe don't have like, I don't know, like extreme sentimental value to me that I absolutely love and have had in my home for years, right? I've moved and taken these things with me. They're things that I bought that aren't like so personal that they're like a fucking family heirloom or like I found them on the side of the road when I was on a road trip with my family and it'll always remind me of the road trip with my family. Like, I don't mean sentimental value like to that extent. Listen, as many things as you can put in your house that have extreme sentimental value like that, they're either a family heirloom or they have a strong memory associated, whatever, the better. But I more mean something that genuinely is of your taste, something that you absolutely love, right? Now, I know what you're thinking. Emma, I love everything in my house. That's why I bought it. Really? Because there are so many people, myself included, who just want to take up space in their home, right? They just want to fill that bookshelf, that empty bookshelf. They just want to make their kitchen counter look a little bit more aesthetic. And we buy stuff that we don't love just to take up space. Okay, next we have white shag stuff, okay? White shag rug, white shag couch, white shag pillow. I get the appeal with the white shag, right? It's cozy, it's comfortable. That shit gets dirty and disgusting and matted within, I don't know, 6 months of having it. And then it just looks horrible. I get it. I've bought white shag stuff before. It is always regretted, okay? It is a material that you either need to take care of as though it's actually an alive pet. Like if you want your white shag stuff to continue to look good, you have to take care of it as though it is a living creature. Okay, next we have TikTok lighting. Okay, you know what I'm talking about, I hope. I'm talking about like those light strips that you can put around your room or whatever, and then you can use a little remote control, or sometimes you can use your phone to like change the colors of the lights in your room. You can change it to like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, like change it to any color. It's like kind of like having neon lights in your room, honestly. I used to have those lights in my bedroom. Honestly, I haven't had them for a while, but I had them in my first 2 apartments that I lived in. I traveled around with those hue lights. And to be honest, I actually really loved them back then because I would pretty much always set my room to like an orangey sort of lighting. So it felt like I was in a sauna or something. It just like felt cozy and orangey and warm and cozy and nice. That was great. However, any other color was a catastrophe. Okay. Blue, weird vibes. I feel like I'm at the nightclub. Okay. Green, who would ever want their room to have green lights? Like, no thanks. Purple, again, I feel like I'm fucking in Las Vegas right now at the casino. What are we doing with the purple lights? Red, kind of intense. It's like, why would I turn my room to red when I could just turn it to orange? Orange is better. It's more soothing. It's more relaxing, whatever. Yellow, no thanks. That's uncomfortable to look at. Pink, no. Anxiety inducing, no thank you. Okay, so my point is, these lights, for the most part, just look like a fucking nightclub. I don't want my bedroom to look like a nightclub. I don't want my living room to look like a nightclub. That's why I don't like these lights, okay? And that's it. Those are my least favorite home decor trends.